Welcome to the Instagram stories for Tuesday, August 16th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Some news to talk about today. First, if you are familiar with actor Tom Holland, who has been in all of the recent Spider-Man movies, I don't know how many Spider-Man movies there are. I suspect there are 10, maybe 11. I've seen all of them. Tom Holland is my second favorite Spider-Man. It doesn't really matter at this point. Tom Holland has taken a step back from social media, so this might be a good chance to reevaluate your relationship with social media and if you still want to be on it. In other news, a machine learning engineer at Meta wrote a very long blog post about how the Instagram algorithm works to recommend posts in home feed and on the Explore page. I'm going to break this post down. I will, of course, link to it in the show notes. But basically, Instagram's post recommendations fall into two categories: connected and unconnected. Unconnected has to do with posts that Instagram's systems find and highlight based on your interests, while connected are from accounts that you follow. The process works as you would expect. It's based on signals, actions you've taken in the app, like, for instance, following and liking certain posts. But it can also extend to the people you follow and what they like, therefore acting like a proxy for your engagement. And some popular posts are highlighted based on overall engagement. The blog post even gets into recommendations that Instagram makes. The recommendations you see in your main feed should closely replicate the accounts that you follow, down to the type of posts that those accounts share. So what's the goal here? Instagram is trying to build more on the things that you're interested in, that you've expressed interest in, instead of just adding latest trending content. So how does Instagram do that? This is the part I'm going to read from the blog post. In order to ensure that our recommendations feel similar to posts in home feed, we prioritize accounts that are similar to accounts a user encounters on the home screen. In the candidate selection step, while training and evaluating our ranking models, we ensure that the overall distribution is not skewed away from home-based sources. We follow the same freshness and time sensitivity heuristics as home feed to ensure that the suggested posts provide a similar kind of fresh feeling as the rest of the home feed. We also ensure that the mixture of media types, like photos, videos, albums, etc., are relatively similar in home and suggested posts. And they give one last bullet that I want to highlight. For users whose immediate engagement graph is relatively sparse, we generate candidates for them by evaluating their one-hop and two-hop connections. And they explain this with an example. If user A hasn't liked a lot of other accounts, we can probably evaluate the accounts followed by the accounts A has liked and consider using them as seeds. A to account liked by A, accounts followed by the accounts that A likes, and then those are the posts that they'll show. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'm going to talk about why this is relevant for you. The Instagram Stories is sponsored by #Slayer.com. Reach new people, build your audience, and grow your business with #Slayer.com. Now, no Facebook login required. You can sign up with your email address and get your first month free with code IGStories at #Slayer.com. Okay, let's get into why all of this is relevant. So Instagram tries to recommend content that is similar to the accounts that people have chosen to follow. So if you want to grow your following, and I'm guessing you do since you listen to the show, you really want to think about the people who are following accounts that are similar to yours and trying to figure out what it is that they like about those accounts so that you can offer the same thing and attract those same followers. I would recommend looking at accounts that are similarly sized to you and in the similar field or niche. So this way you can target those people with content that you know they're going to like, since they're already engaging with very similar content from another brand's page. I think there's a huge tendency to look at very big brands, and if you're a small account, say, how is this big brand getting so many followers? What can I do? I think it makes a lot more sense to look at brands that are your sized following. Also, freshness is important. So posting regularly is going to help. And as Reels become a bigger focus, more users will engage with Reels, and then Reels will become, in turn, recommended more in the home feeds, and so on. Overall, though, this post is just a really big reminder that you want to ensure that you're aligning with people's interests and the things that they've already expressed interest in for the best results. That's going to do it for today's show. Check out all that I talked about in the show notes and be sure to come back tomorrow for more Instagram news.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.